And if
So
people
let's
if people have off day on Friday, I think it's a good idea to take the ferry over. There's a ferry that leaves from the convention center and goes to St. Petersburg, which is the place, kind of like Minneapolis and St. Paul. But this really cool, vibrant city with a lot of really good breweries, and there's a waterfront there that has a pier, the rooftop restaurant and bar, and then Beach Drive has a bunch of different restaurants and bars to go to. So that's definitely a go-to thing on the off day, or if your team is out and have a weekend to kill.
Well, and I mean, that's perfect transition then. Let's talk about how people should spend their off day. You just gave us a great example. And I know you being from St. Petersburg and spent a lot of time there. Do you have any like go-to locales that you would direct people to? Like, is there a best rooftop? Is there a best brewery in the eyes of Joe Smith?
Mm. Yeah, and I would start with by walking the pier. It's beautiful and a lot of places to run or bike or bring kids. They usually have bands playing and there's like a little cafe area in the middle. And Teak, it's a rooftop on top of the pier bar there. You can get the view of the whole entire city, which is pretty nice. Overall, like the best rooftop beer happy hour, I think, is Canopy. Underneath is Birch and Vine, a really good restaurant. So that's a good spot there. If you like, trying to think, as far as breweries goes that are like walkable in downtown, if you take the ferry over and walk, St. Pete Brewing is a cool a place up there in First Avenue. Green Bench Brewing is one of the more popular ones. A great outdoor spot with grass and people bring their dogs and kids, and it's a pretty cool vibe and really good IPAs, which I like. And everywhere there's there's Ubers or wherever like that to get around. And there's also a Sunrunner, like a little bit of a bus thing that can take you right from downtown to the beach. So for no fee, it's free right now. So if you end up going to St. Pete or take Uber there, Sunrunner, look it up, and you can take it all the way to St. Pete Beach. So that's another option if you want to expand your horizons outside of Tampa on those off days.
Yeah, I can definitely speak to St. Pete's Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, awesome place to go. And I never really hit the St. Petersburg in the middle, but when we were out there for a trip, we ended up happening across tickets and just taxied right through and got to the game. But um, anything then outside of St. Petersburg, because obviously we talk hockey, but we talk a lot of beer on here. Like, what are some of the best breweries that you'd recommend, whether it's from the beer perspective or if it's just like, wow, this tap room, this vibe is just way different? Like, whether we're talking north of the rink, whether we're talking out in St. Petersburg, like, what are the ones that stand out that are just different?
Well, my favorite beer in Tampa Bay is Cigar City Highlight. And Cigar City is one of the signature uh, breweries in Tampa Bay. Coppertail is another good one if you're in Tampa area. And like I said, a lot of the breweries in St. Pete that I frequent have a lot of like outdoor games type stuff. Like Three Daughters is a huge, like kind of cavernous like warehouse. They have darts and any kind of bar games you can think of, and outside cornhole, and like usually have bands playing most Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights. So that's a really cool vibe. But yeah, you can't barely even walk a few blocks without running into another one. It's just kind of grown so much in that respect. And if you're in Tampa, you could take a I think you take either take a trolley or you could take a quick Uber to Ybor City, which is kind of like a historic town. Good cigars, some good food. Usually have a comedy club there, so that's another like an off day thing. If you wanted to stick around, not go on the ferry or take a long Uber over to St. Pete, that's another one that's a little bit quicker, and you can kind of get another feel for Tampa Bay and it's kind of its history there.
Very cool. And I feel like looking around there's several locations for Cigar City. Do you
Mhm.
have like do you have to go to their like main tap room or where they brew the beer, or is there a best like place to experience Cigar City?
I think they have like a main branch, but they even have a Cigar City lounge, I think, right in Thunder Alley by the arena, I believe. They do a lot of the yes, so that's like you can still get the same beers from there, and you're outside, you're in the middle of the action there with the games and like the crowd and stuff. So I don't think you necessarily have to go there to do like a brewery tour. I think you can just enjoy whatever kind of beer you like from that spot. But I'm more of kind of used to like the St. Pete scene, but the Tampa ones I know of are the ones that I mentioned before. And there's a couple more in Ybor too, if you kind of stumble that way.
Very cool.